Well, this nigga walks away right when we're recording.
Recording.
I had to turn the AC on. It's hot as hell.
What's good, y'all? It's the Laundromat Show. I'm K Rose.
And McKee.
Let's go.
And this is episode 32 of the Laundromat Show. As always, go follow us and subscribe to all our socials. The Laundromat Show on Instagram, Laundromat Show on Twitter, The Laundromat Show on Facebook and TikTok. This funny leak was telling me, he was asking me that I have a black business by one of my family members. I do not have one for this episode. So I guess we can shout out Earn Your Leisure. They're a podcast, Instagram page, and they do like a YouTube show as well. They do give a lot of lessons about real estate, stocks, and different things like that regarding business. So check out Earn Your Leisure, and it's a podcast started by two brothers. So shout out to them.
Where can you find that?
Definitely shout out to them.
I believe it's just Earn Your Leisure on Instagram. Earn Your Leisure if you type in.
I mean, like, where can you listen to it at?
Oh, everywhere you can listen to podcasts.
All right,
and on YouTube. So definitely search them up, learn about stocks, and they interview a lot of different people that's successful in business.
Yeah,
I got a whole lot of game from them.
Nah, real rap. I definitely have.
Let me guess. You've been thinking about starting a podcast, but you just don't know where to get started. Well, I have some good news for you. The Laundromat is feeling generous, and we're going to let you know how we've been recording for almost a year now. Buzzsprout. Buzzsprout gets your show listed on every major podcast platform. And if that's not good enough, you'll get a great-looking podcast website, audio players that can drop into other websites, detailed analytics to see how people are listening, and tools to promote your episodes and more. So follow the link in our show notes and let Buzzsprout know we sent you. You'll get a $20 Amazon gift card if you sign up for a paid plan, and it helps support the show. So stop procrastinating and start that podcast.
So let's get started, man. We're going to start it off. We haven't done this in a little bit. We can start it off with this or that.
We bringing it back, this or that this week. So we got a couple questions this week, so we're going to get right into it. And this first one, it's a hypothetical, so you guys got to use your imagination. Would you rather be able to breathe underwater or fly? We're going to start with you, Cheese.
I thought about this when I read the topic. I'm going to go breathe underwater. And just for the simple fact that if I ever get in a car accident, and you always see in the movies, you go off the bridge and shit, I'm cool. I just got to get out the wheel. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm going to go fly.
Okay.
Because if I'm in a car and it drive over a bridge, I'm going to fly out the window.
Either way, you good. So that car situation, if that's the only reason you want to breathe underwater, I might want to.
Hold, say that again, Lee. If what happens?
If it's a car accident, like you said, and I drive over a bridge, I'm gonna fly out the window.
How, bro?
Makes perfect sense to me, bro.
It does, but you got to make sure your reaction time is super crazy. Like, you just gonna think to start flying and some shit.
Most people who can
if I can fly, bro, if I can fly, what makes you think I'm not gonna think to fly?
I'm just saying, you get into an accident, you're just not gonna think, let me fly away.
That's the fuck I am, bro. Maybe, matter of fact, I'm not even gonna be driving a car, period. I'm gonna fly everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, while you driving, if you can fly, that nip that right in the bud.
I'm never gonna be near no water anyway.
That's where we're at.
I'm gonna have to second my man Asko on this one. I want to be in the air. I'm gonna be flying. To me, that's kind of, I don't like the water, man. I think I had a conversation. Oh, actually, it wasn't with you guys. I was with the homies. I was having a conversation. I said, matter of fact, we did have a conversation on the podcast, but I had it with somebody else about our biggest fears. And I said, being stuck in the middle of the ocean. I don't want no parts of it, so I don't need to breathe underwater. I don't want no parts of the ocean. She's over here trying to be Aquaman.
I will say about breathing underwater, though, like the earth is like basically land mass is shrinking and more water is coming on. So it will benefit, but also flying is going to benefit that shit too. So
you just stay in the air. That's all right.
All right, so we're gonna go with the second question, a little more rational. Would you rather live in a, you called it a BS city, but basically, would you rather live in a boring city, nothing really going on, but you vacation every year to wherever you want to go? Or would you rather live in your dream city, dream home, but you can't go anywhere? You maxed out. You spending everything to live there. Man, here come the lights.
I know. I'm trying, but the funny thing is, I'm trying to see which one it is. I got the lamp on. So I don't know which one is this one. There it go. All right. I didn't even turn this joint on. Yeah. So to answer your question, I'm definitely going to live in a BS city and be able to vacation anywhere versus living in my dream city and then never being able to vacation. Okay. And I guess number one, the first reason would be, you get to see more places. So you get to travel every year to wherever you want to go. I would just try out different places in the world.
But you only go for like 1 week a year. Like you're not going. But what about the other 51 weeks a year?
See, for me, I look at it like if you live in your dream city, eventually, no matter how great that city is, you could be living in Miami, you could be living in Los Angeles, wherever, Dubai, you're going to get tired of that city.
That's a great point.
So the novelty is going to wear off after a certain point. And then you're going to want to travel and see something else. If you always strapped and can never travel nowhere, you're never going to see nowhere else but that dream city. It won't be a dream to you no more.
That's true.
Versus I grew up in Middletown, Delaware. So if you know what I mean? Like that ain't the greatest of places to live. It's safe. Be clear. But it ain't the greatest of places to live. I can survive there and kick it. Every year I got something to look forward to.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true, bro.
What you think about Esco?
Damn, I honestly, bro, when I added this joint, I didn't even think about it like that. Cheese kind of fucked me up, so I'm gonna have to agree, bro. I live in Philly, and I guess it's not a BS city, but to me, it's a BS city. I'm sick of this shit. So, I would definitely like to vacation in a dream vacation every year for a week. Just go somewhere different, do whatever you fucking want to do, versus like living in, let's say I lived in like DC forever. Like a really nice house in DC forever. I would get tired of DC, bro. I want to blow up the White House eventually or some shit like that, bro.
Hey, yo, don't get us banned, bro.
Yeah, bro. This episode will not be posted. Biden gonna shut all that down, baby.
Biden not playing that, bro.
At all.
I'm vaxxed, Biden.
Oh, okay. So he might let it ride. He might let it slide. But y'all both made interesting points. I can see that because I definitely, the more and more people I meet from different places, I'm starting to realize nobody likes their home city. Like you'll meet somebody from LA, you'll meet somebody from Houston, DC, and these are places like if you're growing up in Philly, like you would love to live there or even visit. And you meet them, they're like, this is whatever, man. I'm sick of it. So I don't think anybody likes where they're from. But I will say Esco's first point did stand out more to me when he said, like, yo, bro, it's 7 days out of 365. So I'm just going to do the simple math. I want to be more happy in the place that I'm going to be at for 350 days. So I'd rather have the dream house in the dream city just because that's where I'm spending the majority of my time. Like the vacation is going to be dope, but then if I'm miserable for another 350 days,
what does it matter? And I may not have gone with the actual topic because if it's a BS city, I'm thinking of where I live, where it's solid, but it ain't Sacramento or.
Whoa, don't do that. Sacramento more lit than Middleton, Delaware.
It probably is.
Not probably.
Okay, so I'm like, think about it. Think of
you
a
might
city.
be from a BS
though.
city, bro.
I'm thinking in terms of an NBA player. Because like they'd be like, Sacramento, don't nobody want to go there.
That's the play. That's the hooping. Like they're not talking about.
I'm just giving you an example of a bad place, but you're right. That's over in Middletown. You're right.
Sacramento.
So I guess So to move on.
You better never go there. They're gonna cook you.
I know. I should go there though because it is Cali. So I guess we can move on to what you see, Cheese, my segment where I we talk about things that I see throughout the week. This one isn't really coming from social media, but it's about social media. So I just finished watching this show, Clickbait. I'm not gonna give no spoiler warnings or nothing like that because I hate when people do that.
I'm getting a warning.
Not even one, bro. Not even one.
No, y'all want me to spoil it,
bro?
Just give one. Just one spoiler, bro. One spoiler. What happened?
All right. So I'm not gonna do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Because I hate when people do that, bro. When I be listening to podcasts and they talk about shows that I haven't got to yet, I be mad as shit.
You be like, oh, fast forward.
Yeah, bro. I'll be like, damn, I didn't get my headphone out in time. But so basically, watching the show and finishing the show, it got me thinking. And I wanted to ask y'all, how do you think you will regulate your child's phone and social media privileges whenever you become a parent?
It's a great question.
I'll go
Look like you
first.
got something to say. Okay, go ahead.
I'll go first with this one, bro. So I think it's gonna be pretty easy for me to like kind of just tailor my kids to go on social media and portray themselves the right way and just do the right shit because I myself am that way. Like, so I already they got like a blueprint. The kids kind of follow their parents first, and obviously they're gonna see me on social media. They're gonna want to, say, "Hey, Dad, what's that? Can I get on that website too?" And then I might make them that joint when they get an age, and they're gonna know like what they can and can't do on there, just because they're gonna know I'm not on there acting a fool. And like whoever their mom is, which is probably gonna be my girl, they're not gonna be on there acting a fool. Like, so you just gotta kind of build that foundation. And when they go out there and they friends and they friends and they friends moms out there wild and only got OnlyFans posts on Instagram, you gotta explain that shit the right way. Like you gotta let your kids know the truth earlier. That kids are smarter than people think. And I mean that's all.
And that's an interesting point from you, Esco, because I actually, when we put this in the outline, I wanted to hear your opinion because you're really not that active on social media.
Mm-hmm.
So that was interesting seeing your take on how you operate with your kids. For me, just if my kids are anything like me, which they probably will because I'm their dad, I know from firsthand experience, the more you try to limit something, the more enticing you make it. Because I remember I came from that family where MySpace was popping. My parents was like, didn't really understand the internet. They're like, nah, you can't get on MySpace. So I would go as far as, I know y'all remember this, back in the day where like you had free Wi-Fi like McDonald's or Burger King and they had the computers. I would walk all the way, like a mile all the way to Burger King just to check my MySpace. They didn't even know I had one. So I'm not going to make it like I'm telling them they can't do it because that's only going to make things worse. Right. I'll just tell them the pros and the cons. Like, the good things about it is it's easier than ever to make money, start a business, do whatever you need to do. Obviously the bad things are you can lose yourself. Like people got a whole different personality on the internet than they are in person. So as long as I think you tell them what it is, what it should be used for, you just gotta live with the results to that. What you think, Chief?
So just like responding, because this is a whole conversation you can go from. Just responding to both of what you guys are saying. It sounds like you guys wouldn't necessarily regulate their use. And I'm talking about I'm talking about when they're first getting on social media, because when like you just brought up MySpace. I remember when I first made my MySpace page. And I remember just thinking about it just now. I'm thinking about the rush, like it kind of was like to be like, dog, I'm entering a whole new world. Like
top 4.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing about MySpace was, real quick though, bro, was that wasn't even the start of like what it is now, like on Instagram and on Facebook, where you could talk to people you completely don't know. Like, at least from my experience, when you're dealing with people on MySpace, if you don't know them, they're like a one-off, like a friend of a friend of a cousin. Mm-hmm. So it was crazy to us, but think about it now, it wasn't that crazy.
No. Well, yeah, it's definitely gotten more extreme because they've pushed things so much further. And you can actually speak to people over the internet and shit. Like it's way FaceTime has made it way different. But just speaking on that rush that I got from it, it was like, damn, I'm finally entering a new world and I get to control how I'm perceived by people. But basically, based off what you guys said, it's like y'all won't regulate it. The reason I say that is like from the show, no spoiler alerts or nothing like that, but it's like it made me think about how much we put on the internet, like our photos, our information, and how easily accessible it is by other people. Like niggas could literally take your pics and you know what I mean? Like they really can just take a lot of stuff from you and we kind of take it for granted. So you guys wouldn't regulate it? Like, let me check in on what
do you mean by regulated, bro? Because what I was going to ask you was like, how?
Two ways. For example, some parents, they throw on like a parental lock or some shit, right?
Okay.
Where you can't access certain features of social media sites. That's one way. Right. Or another way is you periodically check in. Like you have all the passwords to everything they have when they first start. And you just check to see like what they getting into.
So no, I'm not gonna do either of those things. And not to start, at least you got to give me a reason. For me, I'm big on trust, and I feel like the kids that I'm gonna raise, I'm gonna be able to trust. And if I'm not able to trust them, then that's on me. Because like my parents they weren't checking my phone and doing all that shit to me because they could trust me. I wasn't doing the wrong shit, and I want to be able to trust my kids like that.
Now, speaking on the opposite end of the spectrum, I was a badass kid. I was not to be trusted. I was doing all the shit I wasn't supposed to be doing.
No, I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing, but like they trusted me because I wasn't getting caught.
That goes, but Esco, that goes to the point I was going to say is because Cheese is talking about all this regulation shit. I think he's missing the fact that every generation, the kids outsmart the parents because it's their game. It's not your game. Like my parents swore they was on me. Like they had all my passwords. I was out here maneuvering. Like, and they had no idea. So you doing all this regulation parental block. You don't think they know how to give you one password and then they got the whole fence. So you might as well not even play that game. Jesus, let them ride.
Right. The technology always changing. There's always gonna be something else coming up.
That's true. I mean, I guess for me, it's like when shit does hit the fan, if it does hit the fan, you know what I mean? When you mess around, you have a daughter. Real rap. You mess around, you have a daughter, and now her nudes are online, and all the kids in her school have her nudes. You'll be like, damn, what did I do to try to stop this?
I don't think, but the difference is you think you can. I think if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I don't think you can do Cheese to prevent that.
I know, but then you'll also I'll look at it like, damn, at least I tried. I gave her every block I could.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I tried. I wasn't asleep behind the wheel.
Oh, you know man, that's a nightmare, bro.
It's super nightmare, bro. It's super. So I guess we've basically been talking about this, but if you had to pick, would you say social media, cell phones, you know, that whole thing, do you think they're an overall positive in terms of social interaction? Or do you think social media and cell phones and things of that nature, computers, are a negative in terms of social interaction? And I mean like real world social interaction.
I think it's a little bit of both, because there are some things that are like that bring people together, like in terms of like social media, where someone will post something and then everybody will go see it like in person at their location, and everybody goes to the location together. If you guys remember, I think the summer of like 2016, 17, when Pokemon Go came out, everybody was playing that shit, and like it had everybody outside, like going to these different places. You could see like 50 fucking random ass people outside this church.
People was looking for a Charizard in Kensington. I'm like, yo,
bro, like, wow,
you gonna find it? Yeah, you gonna find it.
We'll find the Charizard, nigga. But yeah, bro, I feel like it's just a little bit of both. On the opposite end of the spectrum, you know, where it's negative, is definitely like people kind of fall back and hide behind personas, or just kind of distance themselves and feel like that social media attention or just talking online is all they really need, when you got to go outside to really feel fulfilled genuinely, I think.
Going off of what Esco said, if I have to answer the question, like pick one, I'm gonna go with positive, just because I think the positive effects of social media outweigh the negative effects. But to me, social media is like a gun. You know what I'm saying? It's neutral. It's a tool. It's however you use it. Because I can remember back in the day, being a kid who's like a first generation child outside of Philadelphia. Like my whole family's from Philadelphia. I come to the county. I don't know anybody. Everybody here is white. I don't fit in. If I would have had social media back in those days, I would have felt more a part of things, because you can always find a community that you're a part of, because you're accustomed to where you're from before those days. But then on the bad side, like it's you can be anybody who you want to be, which is, you know, it's a plus and a minus. A good thing is you can be anybody who you want to be. Like if things aren't working for you here, you could be somebody totally different over there and make it work for you. Bro. The other thing is you don't know who anybody is. Everybody's pretending. Nobody wants to. So to me, it's all how you use it. If it's used correctly, there's a lot of pros. I didn't see people who, like, by society standards, like they should be done. Like there's nothing for them. The internet, you find people just like you, create a base, and then you live. Like, so.
Nah, I definitely agree. Like you said, it's all in how it's used and how you look at it. And I agree. And it's like, I think it's helpful, because if you struggle with real world social interactions, like you said, social media makes shit, and just instant communication and not necessarily having to communicate with people face to face all the time, it makes shit much easier for you. So I definitely agree with that. But also, I think sometimes we notice the more experience you have doing something, the better you are at it. So because you're not necessarily forced to speak to people all the time, face to face, like niggas in the 80s and 70s had to, that means your communication skills probably aren't as developed for the most part, like people back in the day, because they ain't had no choice but to rap to people.
Right.
This is very true. And then
right here,
that leads to so much stuff, just like especially violence. I feel like that's why the violence is getting crazier and crazier with the young kids, because it's like you have to have a certain level of like think about what you say before you say it, because like I think we're the last generation of like you're going to see these people you're talking about. Now you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll never see this person. Then lo and behold, they pop up on you. Now it's a bad situation. But these kids today are like bold. Like,
there's no consequences for a lot of shit no more.
Yeah,
yeah, man. And we not that old to be saying shit like that either. Like, but yeah,
we old enough to like know what it was like that before like Wi-Fi and like.
No, we do. Yeah,
we're literally that last generation. We're that last generation, that dial-up.
I remember when niggas was saying Google.com and it was like a big thing to just say that. Like,
bro, I used to ask Jeeves.
Yeah, that's all.
I remember that. Oh,
I remember
Jeeves.
Bro. He was the second boy. He was number 2 for sure. He was top 2.
What happened to Jeeves, man? What happened to Jeeves?
Stop playing with me.
He was def top 2, but he was 2. All right, man. I mean, y'all put this on here. Do y'all have any pre-internet? I don't even know what DSL, I guess, internet stories.
You ain't have DSL internet, bro?
You said what, Leak?
You ain't have DSL internet?
I don't know. I don't even know what that is. But what did Leak say? What did you say?
Nah,
he said
bro.
pause. He said pause.
Every time I read it, I was like, pause. But yeah.
Basically, pause. DSL internet is when you had to unplug the house phone and plug up the computer cord, and you couldn't use the house phone and the computer at the same time.
I probably had it. I just probably never really took note of it for real.
Yeah. I got a crazy story. I was just telling somebody the story. I forget who I was talking to telling this story to, bro. But I was just telling somebody this story, and I don't like to share it. I think it might have been last podcast. So, this is the one time my parents caught me doing something too that I remember. Crazy, bro. Crazy times, and it was my fault. I was being a little freak young boy. I was like I don't know, 13, 12. I was looking at ass on the computer, bro. Usually I wipe the joint the history. I'll be cool. I did that this time, but this time I got real creative and I decided I was gonna print out a picture of an ass, bro.
Oh shit! I
printed a duplicate and left the duplicate in the printer tray. Mom came home and found that joint, bro. I was embarrassed.
Who was it? Was it a celebrity?
It was Cherokee, bro.
Oh, she already knew. I mean, if she was familiar, you know what she has on her. Right? She has a tattoo. I don't know that. I just heard that.
It was young prime Cherokee, bro.
That's funny as a bug.
That was definitely prime Cherokee era.
That's prime. That's prime. I mean, this is like we go talk about it, but it's like they got. This is funny. They got bigger. So if you notice when you say prime, I mean, just being honest, it was when they were smaller.
Yeah.
So Yo, I was heartbroken. Yo, I saw Pinky in like 2018, bro. I was like, who is this? That ain't
age, bro. She's not 25.
She's still a legend. I'm never gonna disrespect the legend.
She's not 25 no more.
I'm not disrespecting the legend.
They retire. They retire. You know, they deserve their flowers, but it's a new game. You know,
she like Kareem. She like Kareem in 1990, bro. Like that's 20 years in,
bro. We should do a versus.
Yo,
that's when you set it up.
That's funny as shit.
But no, y'all got any stories, bro? Or just me?
I remember. I mean, it's a very broad story, but I remember I got my ass whooped because I was only allowed to be on the computer between certain times because remember it takes out the house phone. So I remember I forgot it was either my mom or my dad. They was waiting for a really important call. I don't know what it was, but it ain't matter to me. So if y'all remember, this is back in the day where it was like AOL was popping. So when you got AOL, it automatically come with the chat room, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was macking on something nice on the chat room.
What was your name on there, bro?
Iced Out 610.
Oh, Jesus. Iced Out.
A whole bull. So, you know what I mean? I'm macking on something nice in the chat room. So I remember she told me, she's like, you mean come back on here like 5 o'clock tomorrow? I'm like, say word. But I'm like, oh, I ain't supposed to be on at 5 o'clock. They wait for a call. I'm like, man, that call ain't going to come. Lo and behold, my mom already knew she missed the call. She came inside with the belt in hand. my dad came in at the same time with the other belt. They was looking like the Justice League. They did me dirty, dog.
They had to put that work in. That's funny.
Yeah. But my brother don't know them struggles, bro. You could be on the phone and the internet at the same time. I'm like, you wasn't outside, bro.
Living that good life, bro.
I'm crying. A story for me. I don't know if I have any pre-internet Jones. I guess the early internet, like I just remember those LimeWire days when like when I had the iPod Shuffle, was no screen. You just had play and the two little forward and backward buttons on the shuffle.
You don't know what song coming up.
I have no idea. You just got to memorize your playlist. You know what I'm saying? So I just remember those days to download, and then you might get a commercial instead of a Lil Wayne song or something. So
real quick before we move on, bro, I got a LimeWire story. I remember the same similar shit. Me and my cousin Hector was in North Philly, 3rd floor on this little ass computer screen, bro, downloading LimeWire fucking music, getting all these viruses on my aunt computer, bro, at like 3 a.m. one day.
Yo,
never forget.
Shit was hectic.
That shit
never knew
kill your computer. It would kill your computer, yo.
That was the days.
LimeWire, bro.
Real rap.
Remember when you thought you had the new song and it was Bill Clinton?
That's funny as shit. That's funny as shit. But moving on, we was talking about things we want our kids to do or how we would try to help our kids or influence them. What sports do you want your kids to play?
Easy joint for me, bro. I want my kids to play one of 3 sports: baseball, football, or soccer, as they call it, or golf. Because
why? Because that's where the money's at,
bro.
Is this excluding? Hold on. Is this excluding basketball?
Yes.
So you would want to do them? You want them to do them before basketball? You're saying?
Yes, bro.
Okay.
Yes,
he trying to get paid.
Do you see, bro? Did you see how much they gave Ronaldo? These niggas be making like 450 M's.
Yes.
How many years? Like 10 years or something like that?
No, way less than them basketball niggas.
It'd be less than babasketball shit, bro.
It'd be like 452 years, bro.
Hell no, it don't be that crazy.
Bro,
Let's be honest.
It's like that, yo.
I should have looked up Lionel Messi contract. He just got a new contract, bro. Or no, they was trying to get some ball from France. Mbappe, they were trying to get him from France to go to this team in Spain, bro. They was trying to give him like 250 M's just to come to the team.
Yeah. They do. No, I will agree. They get
Messi.
paid.
Just looked it up. Messi got 654 years.
Come on,
yeah.
man.
So it'll be the same years. It's just the money be stupid.
No, ain't nobody in the NBA getting 654.
I'm saying I said the same years. It's just the money be stupid. The money be
and
stupid.
then them baseball niggas, bro. Different.
Oh yeah, they get bread. They get
very different.
They get
and
bread.
then golf, you just know golf. You can play golf until you fucking 65. So that's just a good jump. And if you start young and you winning PGA tours and shit, whoa.
You gonna have Tiger Garner?
Yes, bro. I'm gonna call it. His name gonna be Wolf Garner. What you talking about?
That's the title of the podcast. That's
Wolf
funny
Garner.
as shit, bro. That was funny. That was funny. I gotta give you that one.
Hell, I'm crying.
This is a good episode, bro. Niggas, we have to promote this episode because this is actually a good episode.
Wolf Garner.
That's funny as shit. What you got, Ant?
I would be my old ass about to be sitting watching CBS like, I know that nigga. That nigga Wolf. I know him.
Wolf Gardner.
Matter of fact, I want my man Ashko, man. And listen, man, get me paid, bro. Whatever's getting me paid, man. I'm probably have to buy him a trainer because I don't know how to play none of them sports. I'm decent at actually I'm not decent at soccer. I was just fast. I just kicked the ball ahead and just outran everybody. But
listen, so for baseball, you got to send your son to like South America or some shit. Just send him down there for a month. Let him rock out. Let him play with a little.
Or you mean get you a little Dominican chick? I know her uncles probably play. We
go down to the Badlands, bro. Go down to the Badlands.
Get him right.
You're gonna be an aggressive soccer player.
But
go ahead.
It don't matter to me. I'm not gonna lie though. I don't see myself being a basketball dad. So it's gonna be funny if my kid decides to play ball. I feel so far removed from basketball right now. I can't see myself sitting there like, no, you gotta with the stat because they're not gonna believe me anyway. No matter what I tell them, no matter the stats I show them, they're not gonna believe I was nice. So I'm like, all right.
I understand that. Yeah, I understand that. And we getting older too. We all don't have kids, and we're getting older to the point where we're not gonna be as young when they get to understand shit. Yeah. Now, like we had kids when we was in our early 20s, so it's not that far removed when they get older.
I gotta bust young boy ass. Fuck that, bro.
Yeah, real rap. It force you to stay in shape. I think, shit, y'all made some good points. I don't know if I looked at it so much for the money, but they definitely would play baseball. I think that's a sport that's just dope to play. And here's where I think the logic is backwards, right? Because I'm assuming my kids are going to be my height or close to it.
Depends on your shorty, but
definitely depends.
Around there.
Definitely depends. But if I get a joint that's 5'10", you know what I'm saying, or whatever happens,
let's just say good.
Yeah, let's just say they make it to 6'3" at least, right? The logic would be, yo, throw him in basketball. He's tall. He got long arms. But that's not the smart way to go about it. Because everyone is tall. Everyone has those attributes if you get to a certain level. So really, you should play baseball, in my opinion.
I like how you thinking, bro.
Because you can be out athlete them niggas. Them niggas be fat. They be fat. They be out of shape. Hey, they make dumb bread. You know what I'm saying?
Send him in something where he like a freak of nature.
Yeah, he gonna be stealing bases left and right, bro. Because like niggas is not.
Don't let my son be a freak of baseball, bro. He gonna be out there on them talking tennis courts, destroying Federer and them, bro.
Oh, yeah, tennis.
Can you imagine somebody 6'6" with coordination playing tennis, dog?
Bro, I should have played tennis, bro. I think that's really my natural sport. No bullshit. I'm nice at tennis.
You look like a tennis player, bro.
Yo, I play tennis now. The average nigga, you don't want to just get on the court with me.
I cook you. No bullshit.
No, I cook anybody. Real rap.
We need to make like, you know how you got pick up ball, just in sports that are like not like that, like just to be funny, like pick up tennis. Like we all meet at the joint, get the runs,
play tennis.
I just had an idea, bro.
Get the runs.
I just had an idea. We can start a joint called the Laundromat League, bro. We can do different sports.
That's fun as shit, bro. That'll be fun as shit. That's good content too. That. But I would definitely have, outside of basketball, golf, because I think that's a good life sport. It teach you patience and shit like that, peace, and gives you peace. Baseball, because I just think you should learn how to play that because it's for the money. And then tennis, because I think tennis is just fun as shit. So those would be
real
the three.
Real quick, what was what age were you when you first beat your popping ball?
I think I was like 16 or 17. Okay. He was sick too.
The pop was tough. Me and Leak, I found an article. It had my pop name on it, and it had Leak's pop name on
it. That's
too.
Tough.
Back in the day, it was like in the 80s, like an 80s write-up shit of high school niggas in the pub.
He wasn't good at you though. Cheese, your pop wasn't good as you either, was he?
No, he wasn't. He was cool. Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't. He was cool.
Why he say it like that? He said,
I just want both of our pops to know we'll cook y'all niggas to this.
Oh yeah. I was gonna beat my pops back in the day. He was okay. He had a jumper. I give him that. If that shit would have passed down, I'd be in the league right now.
Bro, my pop had crazy bounce. I only got a little bit of it. Sick.
Yes, that's the bullshit.
Okay.
That's the bullshit. What was your pops like?
My pop was an athlete. He was a football player, but he's an all around athlete. So I beat him. He used to like bully. He used to bully ball me until I got to high school. Once I was like a freshman in high school, all that shit went out the window.
Yep.
Fuck out of here. You ain't fucking with me.
Yeah, I don't think I played my pop till I was older. Then I like trashed him and my cousins. That's my guy though. He's older. So he's like.
Speaking of that too. Speaking of articles, our kids is definitely gonna find an article of me cooking cheese in his team.
Oh shit!
That's on paper.
Paper.
That's on paper.
They're not gonna find it of me. I didn't play. They're gonna be like, where was his stats? Because I didn't play. They're gonna definitely see Ant though. I definitely remember Ant from back in the day. But anyway, so moving on. Where we at? So yeah, we just was talking about sports, and they happen during different seasons. I wanted to ask y'all, what's y'all vibe or energy like? What's it feeling like with these last couple months of the year? And do y'all believe in seasonal depression?
Yeah, that's a thing. But when is that? Is that usually like around now when people say they start like?
I think so, because it gets colder. I think that's why they say it. It gets darker quicker.
Yep.
Yeah, it does do something to your psyche when it's dark all day. Go ahead, no, that's on my phone.
Not me, fucking. I mean, I'm sorry guys, but for me, my birthday is in November, bro. So this is when I come alive every year. Like, and then I love like Christmas be lit. Like I've always loved Christmas like since I was a kid. So I always have a good day on Christmas. And then New Year's, my girl birthday is October. One of my best friends' birthday is October 4th, October 14th. My grandma's birthday is 28th. My little cousin's birthday is 31st. Halloween, like I'm out here, bro. This is my time. So I don't have none of that shit. Like I'm ready to finish this year real strong. and go into 2022 on some get money and better life shit.
I'm with Esco. I like the fourth quarter. To me, it's like it's a time to reset. You know, a lot of people lose themselves like in the summer. You know, make it because the summer is easy to make like bad choices. It's the summer.
Very easy.
Like, you know, it is what it is. So when it starts cooling down, it's easier to settle down. So like around September, October, November, you start settling down. You get a lot of those good holidays like Thanksgiving, Halloween, going into Christmas, you know, it's cool. And then you start the new year off, and you got to start the new year off with my birthday. I mean, it's only right. I start the new year off every year, get it lit, and then we right back to the same shenanigans. But I like the fourth quarter, though. I like it.
I don't mind a little snow either, bro. I don't mind it. Like, I don't mind
it's necessary, as long as it's not drawing. I think, what was that, last year where it was drawing, where it like snowed every day?
2 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, even I didn't like that.
I agree with y'all. I fuck with it because I feel like it's crunch time in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? Like that applies to real life. Only thing I don't like is the cold where we live at. Like, you know, we in the mid Atlantic or whatever, the eastern region. So it's like
skinny, bro.
You said what?
Because you skinny.
Yeah, bro. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't have as much protection, bro.
I'm a joke.
No, real rap. No, that's real rap. That's real rap, bro. I'm not fucking. I'm not fucking with the cold. And I'm a spring baby. I was born in March, so I'm born when shit gets hot again.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like when it get cold, bro, it's the darkness don't get me. You know, that doesn't get me. It's more so just the temperature, bro. When it's cold as shit, it's easy to get annoyed. You ain't trying to be outside. It's all that going on.
I hate,
but
bro?
what?
When it's like when it get like too cold and like you go outside and your lips crack and your face like hurt because it's so cold and the wind like cut your face. That's a bad joint. That's
Super
a
bad joint. And niggas don't be having like people don't have chapstick on and shit. Like it'd be a bad joint.
I'm not gonna lie though, weather-wise, late September and early October is my least favorite because it's cold as shit in the morning, hot during the day, and then cold as shit at night. It's like I can never dress. I'm either summer gear, cold, or winter, fall gear, sweating. Like, I don't like it. I like to know what I'm setting up for. Like, okay, at least winter, I know my jacket.
Yeah, as an adult, that's true. But as a kid, I love those times because I would just go out. Yeah, you could just go outside and like the temperature change will keep your body heat regulated all day, bro.
Yeah, that's for rap. I think the grind is when it's after Christmas or after New Year's. That grind from January to mid-March. That's when it's the grind, bro. It's like it's cold as shit. It's dark as shit. If you don't get, those is the dog days. And look, we hoopers.
That's so basketball season.
That's basketball season. So when we was on college campuses and no one's on the campus but you, those are the dog days. You see what niggas get into at that time.
I'm glad you say that because this can make or break your year right here. Once you go on the winter break, if the students come back and they like, oh, these niggas 2-15, the rest of the year is shot. If they come back, they're like, oh, our squad nice. The rest of the year can be set up nice.
Bro, those are the dog days. And anyone that's been on like that played basketball, bro, like those are the days when it's just you and your team and shit. And it's cold as shit.
Horrible.
So yeah, we talked about that. So yeah, that can ruin your mood. Y'all want to talk about the resellers?
No, we can skip that, John, because we've been on. It's a little late.
All right, bet.
All right,
we can just knock this shit out then. So yeah, let's just get to. We could call this. I mean, it's just spin cycle. You can add this to your spin cycle, the NBA news if you want, Leak.
Bet yeah, I'll add that shit to there. Spin cycle news. All right. I guess our first joint of the day. I'm gonna go a little out of order because I want to say this first. It's National Voter Registration Day. We doing this joint a little late, but you mean definitely go out there. It's time to register to vote. If you have not, do that. Get out there, make your voice heard.
Facts.
I'm gonna just ask an ignorant question. What we voting for?
Right now, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know, but I know it's National Voter Registration Day. Where you register to vote. Like period. Like register to vote right now. Period.
Okay.
It's definitely local elections and shit going on all times of the year. So just look out for those, obviously. But I'm gonna give it a buck. I don't know. But if there was something to vote for,
just make sure you register, guys.
This the Diddy vote or die, John.
Yeah, fuck it.
I would still vote, even though I don't know what's going on. I would look up real quick, go vote. But, Shit, I would vote to get this crazy ass contract. This nigga MPJ, Michael Porter Jr. for the Denver Nuggets. They gave him I forget what it was. It was crazy. $200-something million. Max deal. He came back from
like
2 back
that.
surgeries. You mean they was doubting him. He probably should have went higher than he went. He still went pretty high in the draft. But what are y'all thoughts on his comeback, his story? This big payday.
I love it. A lot of people with situations like this, it usually ends in a sad story. So I love to see him get his money.
Right.
I heard about him since high school. He was a bull. He was a bull in college too. Ended up create like a back injury is crazy.
Yeah.
You don't hear about that too often. So him coming back from that's dope. I'm just glad to see him get his money. He's a real good player.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see what he does. But the Nuggets got a lot of good players, so it's gonna be hard to see it's gonna be cool to see what they do with all these guys. But
they're gonna be nice.
He's
bro.
set.
They
I like him.
Too. Yeah, I agree. If anyone don't know who we talking about, like Leak said, it's Michael Porter Jr. He's a forward for the Denver Nuggets, a young player, got $200 million. I agree. I think it's well deserved. He showed me in the league. I mean, I knew him from high school because he was like the number 1 or number 2 player in the country. Mm-hmm. But bro, this last year and when he was in the bubble, he was killing, bro. He reminded me of a young T-Mac. He doesn't have the playmaking. He doesn't have the playmaking like T-Mac, but he got the jumper. He's a better shooter than T-Mac, and he got the athleticism, bro. And he got back injuries like T-Mac too. He reminds me exactly of T-Mac. So I rock with his game. I rock with his game a lot, and I think that was a smart decision to keep him long term by the Nuggets.
For sure. But if y'all want to ship him over here for Ben Simmons, y'all can go ahead and do that. But anyway,
we'll take him right off your hands.
Y'all better. Y'all better.
I wish. But moving on. Moving on to the Sixers, actually. Joel Embiid had a conference, I think it was today. And he made some comments just in regards to, Ben Simmons' absence from the team and just what, how the fans and just how things are going forward. Did you guys hear him?
Yes, I did, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, you ain't like what do you say, bro? What do you say you didn't
talking about when him and the other dudes was pandering, saying it's our fault why he leaving?
No.
Who said that?
That's not what I put. I put it on here because he just made a funny comment. Like they was like, if Ben does come back, what would you like to see? And he was like,
I didn't see that one. The last thing I saw from Ben was him and all the other dudes hopped on the plane, and Ben Simmons said, "Save your gas money. I'm not coming back."
No, bro. I'm talking about they had a press conference today, like for
I didn't see it.
Yeah. So they was talking about Cheese, you telling me what the joint you talking about, and I'm gonna tell you what I was talking about.
Nah, basically what I was talking about was obviously it's media day going on for NBA teams. It was yesterday, I think the Sixers had theirs, and they basically asked Embiid, "What would you like to see if Ben does come back?" And he just made a funny ass comment. He was like, "Well, you guys have seen the videos, and we all have seen the videos of Ben." He was like, "You're seeing the videos, that would help." So I thought that was funny.
I like Embiid, yo. He's a funny guy.
And another reason I liked Embiid, and I wanted to talk about his comments too, is because he made a comment about like the fans and the way Philly is, and it kind of just really resonated, and it made me think like you either when you play, you're an athlete playing for a team from Philly, you either get it or you don't. So you're gonna take this constructive criticism. Damn, I couldn't talk for a second, and rock with us. And when you play bad, you're gonna have to take those lumps because we're not just gonna like say no good game, bro. No, we're not those guys. We go hard.
And you're exactly right. There's a couple NBA cities where you don't understand it till you get here. So I could see how somebody can be thrown off who's like from Australia, and then you come to one of the hardest cities in America. Like we're gritty. We don't care nothing about what you talking about. Like produce. That can rub a lot of people like, whoa. Like so I can understand it.
It's no glitz and glamour with Philly. It's blue collar. And we come from our stars are Charles Barkley and Allen Iverson. And it's like you don't get more gritty than that.
He immortalized to me just off like obviously he plays well. He's gonna be. I think he's gonna win MVP one day. He's gonna get at least one. I feel like, and Joel Embiid.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I feel like he embodies the city kind of the way AI did, just the way he plays, the way he kind of like he does the shit with the crowd. Like we haven't had a player like that since AI really.
Yeah.
I mean, I was really excited to hear that. Yeah, I was excited to hear that from him today. But
that's what's up.
Moving on, I guess the other NBA news. There's some I don't know if they're anti-vax. There's some unvaccinated players in the NBA. And it's threatening they're not gonna be able to play, and then like maybe half their games, like some dudes can't play in their home games, but they can play in away games. It's weird.
Right.
Not enough. How y'all feel about the situation?
It's going to be this season is going to be very interesting because Adam Silver and the NBA put out a statement that although they highly recommend it, they are not forcing anybody to vaccinate. They already came to that agreement with the Players Association. But what's really weird after this became kind of a political thing is certain states have their own laws. So I believe it's LA, New York, and one other place. I forgot.
Oh shit! LA, New York. It's damn. Keep talking, because I'm gonna think about it.
Yeah, but basically, what they said is, if you're not vaccinated there, you're not allowed. NBA wise, I don't know the whole rule, but NBA wise, if you're not vaccinated there, you can't play in any of our home games if you're not vaccinated. Right. So that's going to put a couple teams at a disadvantage. And really, the NBA can't do anything about it to regulate it because it's a state law. So I'm all for people making a choice whether they want to get vaccinated or not, but that's tough.
Yeah, and I think you got to look at it from the NBA's perspective too. It's like they're never going to stop their players from playing because it affects their bottom line. So I was thinking actually it was California and New York because I was thinking of players like Andrew Wiggins. He's going to have a big deal with the Warriors because he's not vaccinated and he doesn't want to get vaccinated. So he's not, like you said, he's not going to be able to play in half the game.
It might be DC. I'm hearing something about Hachimura too.
Okay, yeah, and Kyrie's been in the news too because I don't think
it is DC, but it's Bradley Beal.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
yeah.
Damn. They just signed him too.
Yeah, Kyrie too for the Nets. It's another person. So for me, I think it's just like Ann said, it's gonna be super interesting to see what they do, because obviously we already see how the media is gonna do this. They're about to make every little situation where someone's not vaccinated a big story, and we're gonna get. As consumers, as a fan, I'm going to get tired of these storylines pretty quickly. I'm already kind of tired of it already, but it's going to be an all season thing.
I mean, yeah, I'm definitely tired of the unvaccinated storylines already. But a story I was happy to see today, I don't know if was happy, but I did see today, I guess, was LeBron. He finally announced officially, out loud that he was vaccinated. And I just wanted to ask you guys, do y'all feel like that's going to persuade some of these other guys that are unvaccinated or wavering maybe to kind of jump on that bandwagon because niggas love LeBron?
It's going to be hard to call. In the NBA, it's all about the money. So it's two things going on. You got two battles. You got the media. Obviously, they're trying to make it trendy to get vaccinated. So anytime you have a story like this, Bron or a super celebrity getting vaccinated, they're going to use that to try to persuade everybody who's not vaccinated to get vaccinated. Like you saw, LeBron did it.
And Bron said during his throwing, he was like, just because I got it don't mean I'm saying everybody got to get it.
They're still going to try to use him for that, though.
Right.
And then the other battle we got with the NBA is it all really depends on your pay rate. As you can see, the majority of people who are choosing not to get vaccinated already have max deals. So they're like, bruh, okay, I missed half the home games. I already got paid, whatever. But like if you're a lower level player, even before Bron decided to do this, you're going to get vaccinated. You can't afford to miss a contract. So it's coming down to a money thing with me. Who can afford not to and who can. But with Bron, I understand he's thinking about more than just this vaccine thing. He's thinking legacy. He's thinking NBA. If hearing Bron misses half the LA home games, that would be wild. I don't see him letting that happen. So I can understand it.
Yeah, I think for me, I don't know if he necessarily influences other players around the league. I know he influences the Lakers because I already know he got it to a point where probably you can't be a part of this team if you're not vaccinated, because if you're not vaccinated, you're not going to be available. So you're no good to me in my championship chase. You know what I mean? Like, So I think he probably influenced because from what I learned is all of the Lakers are vaccinated, every one of them. So I think he influenced them. I don't know how much he'll influence other players. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if they take LeBron's word on that so highly. You know what I mean? Right. And he's not forcing it on anybody.
Right. I mean, I was gonna ask if you felt like it was his responsibility or anyone else's in the league, but you kind of answered that. So
no.
I'll move on. Who's your preseason MVP for the NBA this year?
Preseason
Kevin
MVP.
Durant.
KD.
I don't think it's gonna be KD. I think Kyrie and Harden are gonna be healthy.
Well, Kyrie gonna miss half the games, so KD gonna have to do something crazy.
Right now, Kyrie may get that religious exemption, which they've been talking about. He might be able to actually.
Oh, that works. Okay.
It may.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. Damn, this is a tougher question than I thought. I'm gonna go Giannis. I'm saying Giannis.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at that.
I think Giannis will, and I think people are actually, because he won the championship. Now we're not like off him winning an MVP. I think last year he was never going to win it because we were just tired of giving him an MVP and he didn't prove himself.
Right.
Yeah, I got Giannis.
Right.
For me, I'm gonna go.
He already got.
I think
You
he
said
got
who?
two. He has two.
He has two already.
Yeah, too.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Damn.
I'm gonna go Embiid this year, and I'm gonna go Embiid.
I like that
because I feel like if Ben Simmons plays, Embiid's gonna draw. If Ben Simmons don't play,
he's gonna draw.
Embiid's gonna draw even more because he's gonna show this motherfucker like, yo, we still making the playoffs. We still gonna be. I mean, in the mix without. We're not gonna win. Might not win a chip, but we're gonna be there. We're
still a second round team without Ben.
First,
yeah, but for MVP, he would probably have to be like a top 4 seed. I don't know without Ben.
That's very possible.
I think they can get top 4. I think they can.
Without Ben.
Yes, I think that's a possibility.
I think we can float around 3-4.
I thought about it, yeah, bro. I don't think 3. I think 4 or 5 is our ceiling. But we can get 4 or 5, and then Embiid's averaging 30 and 12 and like 2.5 blocks or some shit like that, bro.
Yeah, it's possible. I just think even if he did that without Ben, depending on who y'all get back, I think y'all are probably gonna be a 6 or 7 seed because I don't think it's certain teams in the East. I don't think
6 or 7 in the East, bro. You're disrespectful.
I mean, just disrespectful. Think about it: Hawks, Knicks. You know, it's some good teams.
Knicks, no. Take the Knicks out of here.
Knicks got to do this more than once for it not to be a fluke.
Yeah, take the Knicks out of here, bro.
I got to see it more than once. And there's no disrespect to the Knicks. I got to see it more than once, though. It's been a long time. But I guess moving on, switching gears a little bit, a little bit more kind of celebrity news, I guess. R. Kelly, I mean, that man, he was finally convicted of what? 8 counts of violating the Mann Act, and the Mann Act criminalizes transportation of any women or girls for the purpose of prostitution and other immoral shit like that. Can't be out here doing that, basically, is what I'm saying.
Not at all.
So he got a 1 count of racketeering too, I think, which is, I didn't even see that. I don't know where that came from. But how do y'all feel about the R. Kelly news and basically the Boondocks scenario that broke out again?
Boondocks and the Simpsons know everything.
Boondocks was obviously ahead of his time. Number one.
No, they did it the first time. That should happen before.
Yeah,
I know, but I guess it did happen before. It did. But it still is ahead of his time. I guess my only thing is obviously he deserves what's coming to him. Because he did that shit. And then that's clear as day. And only thing I guess that I thought about was it was a tweet that I saw where this girl was like, look up R. Kelly's net worth. And it was like look up R. Kelly's net worth and be happy that you have more money than R. Kelly. And I just thought it was weird as shit. It was just weird because he has a -2 net worth. So -2 million net worth. Yeah. So it was just like, why did we care? Like, I guess people, I didn't understand. Like, I guess when someone is going down, people just love to kick him. Yeah. And he gets no sympathy from me, but it's like, why? Like, why do y'all care so much?
But this time, kick that nigga though, for sure. Kicking. Moving on. This nigga probably shouldn't have kicked. Well, he does kick in the UFC. John Bones Jones, he was arrested for domestic violence recently. I didn't even see this story. It must have just came out because they've been talking about his fight coming up. And I haven't seen the story yet. So what are y'all thoughts? Or actually, which one of y'all put this on here? Was it you?
I put it on here, but we could leave the major topic of it. We could leave that for another episode because that's like a good combo.
We can leave this whole thing off here then. For real. We can just go back to.
Yeah, we can just switch the joint then. I mean, yeah, it was
all right. Good. I'm gonna go back then in a couple of seconds.
With that.
All right, yeah. So our next joint, we can talk about the Kelly Price situation. She was reported missing for a couple of days, I believe, but I did see a video. She was found. She wasn't really found because she was never missing, according to the video. She was just dealing with her, her diagnosis and trying to get over that. So, how do y'all feel about how social media just deemed her missing and like had this whole? I don't like how they do that, bro.
So it wasn't social media though.
It was,
bro.
The story.
No, the story was, but she like the cops officially like labeled.
Oh, for real?
Like, yeah, they officially
From-
labeled her missing.
From my understanding, this is what happened. And I'm not going to say her last name because I don't want to mispronounce it because I don't want to disrespect the dead. But the Gabby woman who went missing and then later was found dead. We covered that on our last podcast.
Right.
That sparked a series of tweets where they quoted something. They said like missing white girl syndrome, where every time a white girl is missing, it's front page everywhere. So then a lot of people started posting missing black people. Yeah. Now in there, somebody put Kelly Price. Why? I don't know. Maybe because they didn't hear from her. So then they reached out to Kelly Price's people and they said, I don't know where she is either. And then that sparked the whole event, and that's why she popped up.
That sounds like some internet detective news.
It did, but I mean, some of that for me is on Kelly Price, not on Kelly Price, but like it is, I guess. I guess I'm saying it because some of that's on her. Because if you're not missing immediately, like I don't know how it progresses to where the cops is one thing if it's social media and it's a false report. The cops actually visited her home and they did a welfare check and they deemed her missing. Now, when she came out, she said she was just isolating and recovering because she really had a really crazy. She died from COVID, technically.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like when people say that. If you're alive, you're alive. You didn't die.
No, bro.
No, she clinically died.
Back to life, like that's a thing.
Yeah, she clinically died from it. But she was resuscitated. So she said she was isolated. I guess some family members. I don't know how that happened, like you said, and with the social media shit. But some of that I think is like, how do you let it get this far? Like,
wow.
Yeah,
I can see. I mean, it depends on the relationship what you have with your family, but I can see if something traumatic happens and you just cooling. You might not be the biggest rush to let people know you good if you don't really bang with them
that's
like
true.
that.
That's true. I think that's exactly what happened. That's the only way it happened. Yeah. That's for rap.
She was minding her business, like niggas should have been, and we should have been minding ours. Basically, is what happened.
That's really crazy. How somebody just jumped in like, "Oh, what about Kelly Price?" Like, I'm over here good. Like, why you doing
real shit, bro. Real shit. But then again, what if she wasn't good? So
yeah.
50-50. But I guess to close out our last joint, I think this is a good little topic. Puma is closing in on a deal with high school phenom Mikey Williams.
That's fire.
And basically, man, that's super dope. Obviously. Do y'all feel like there's any age that's too young to get paid for your likeness, though? Like, I think he just started high school freshman year. I don't think so.
He's like 16 or 17, something like that.
Yeah, I think he's old enough. I put that question on here because I think what may happen from this is going to be awesome that high schoolers and college players can make money off their name, likeness, and whatever in their image. But at the same time, I think this may lead to even more companies almost possibly harassing young athletes to get in business with them.
I'm gonna give you some pushback though. Is it really? Can you really harass somebody if you're trying to give them money? To me,
yes.
harassing is I don't get paid. You're a news outlet. You're about is he the one? Is he not? This dude's trash. I'm following him here, and I'm not getting paid. But if you have a contract, like I got these M's for you, and you're trying to convince me to sign it over somebody else. You have something good for me. To me, that's not harassment.
You have money, but you got to think when we was coming up, why did we play the game of basketball? You know what I mean? We played, a big part of our motivation was playing for fun, playing because we enjoyed the game and just, being competitive. Mm-hmm. When you legally, because they already did this illegally, but when you legally allow now these people to make money from their likeness, that's great. I like that. I just think it can lead to kids probably missing out earlier on playing a game they love for fun because now everything's for money from high school from the rip.
I disagree. I see what you're saying, but I disagree because I feel like when you're at a certain level of AAU, that shit don't be. It's not like all fun anymore anyway, bro. Like
I know.
I definitely remember being in games where I was like, yo, if we lose this game, this is gonna be bad. Like I was like stressed over AAU games.
But that's not necessarily legal.
I mean,
you feel what I'm saying?
Legal schmeagle. Legal schmeagle. And I think if it's not like other kids that weren't athletes have been able to profit off their likeness for so long. Like children have been able to be in these mega groups as kids. Like Lil Bow Wow was like 8 millionaire. The Gerber baby bread. Like, so I feel like if you these people, this industry's been around with kids making money, and it's not every kid is gonna be getting this. It's gonna be only a special few. Like this kid is like he's like that, so it's not gonna be everybody getting that, bro. And these certain ones that get it are have to just hopefully they got the right people behind them that can teach them the right way. But I
totally agree with Esco. I totally agree with Esco because yes, Cheese, the game's supposed to be about fun. But once we cross that line where I can understand if I'm not that guy, I'm supposed to be playing for fun. But once we cross that line where it's like people who are making money off of me, like the Baller's Life is making money off of showing my clips. These guys are making money saying I'm supposed to be here. Right. These guys making money covering my story. They get paid to follow me around and report on my career. Once we cross that, I need a part of that. It's like if we're not doing it, we're not doing it. Let's cancel everything.
You got to be performing at a certain level or have a certain level of talent to even be considered, offered money for that shit. And if you're performing at that level, you're probably semi-professional with what you do already.
Yeah. Sure.
Why not get paid?
Or you have a big following. And then imagine how many people in our era, let's not even say they were that good, that just had to follow. You know how many people that were overrated that just had to follow and they could have got paid? Like, it's a lot of people in our era that missed out on some money.
That's true. Akil Carr, I think.
Bruh.
He was Crime Stopper, bro. He was, bro. He used to his highlight.
He would have got paid. He would have got
Crime
paid.
Stopper. The Crime. That's a fire ass name, bro.
Fun ass nigga to play against, too. He used to bring the whole city out every time he played the niggas in Baltimore, bro.
Facts. Gave Young Bull 20.
Who Young Bull? I'm not Young Bull.
I gave Young Bull 20.
Oh.
He's not a young boy though. He older than all of us.
Yeah, he is. Actually, even older than me, bro, which is crazy.
Damn.
I know.
Yeah, bro. It was a good joint, fellas.
Deserve.
Fire, John.
Yeah, man. Episode 32 of the Laundromat Show. I'm K Rose.
And McKee.
Let's go.
Yeah.